What if I told you that 80s MTV, the Thompson Twins, and Footloose are anime? There's plenty of anime depicting New York as a place of chaos, violence, and danger, not unlike certain American media.
ほんと CSI ニューヨークみたいだ。セットみたい。
He's such a good boy. Okay, but the extremely 80s shoujo manga turned into an even more 80s adaptation, Cypher, is way more interested in things like American pop culture with an emphasis on the pop stars. To make actual sense of what this is about, we have to look at the manga. It's basically about twins, Cypher and Siva, who were child stars and were already secretly interchanging lives way before the Olsen twins came into the picture. As they grow, Cypher supposedly retires while Siva remains a star. But they actually take turns to either stay home and sleep their troubles away, or go out and have a life, take acting jobs, or go to art school for aspiring stars. We mostly follow the story through Annie's eyes, who accidentally discovers the twins' secret, and then vows to get close enough to tell them apart and unlock their tragic backstory in the name of friendship, but not before Cypher unlocks hers first. Mangaka Minako Narita seemed to be fascinated by twins at the time. Among other things, there's a reference to Olympic World Cup Alpine ski racer twins, and boy does she love the Thompson twins. Who weren't actual twins, they were a British band that was most well known as a trio around the mid-80s. The mangaka was also clearly interested in writing stories that take place in America. She did Alien Tori in the early 80s, then Cypher from 1985 to 1990, and then a spin-off called Alexandria until 1994, all taking place in America. I only read the first few volumes of Cypher, but let me tell you that the mangaka's fascination for American pop culture, and her love for 80s pop songs in particular, could arguably be the actual main character here. If there's an opportunity for her to bring up or reference the stuff she likes, you can be damn sure she will take it. Listing everything this reference would probably be too much, but to honor such a commendable spirit, here are some of them.
Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I? Born in the USA. Yeah. That's why I'm keeping the faith.
Too much? Yeah, too much. Never.
Too much is never enough.
The anime adaptation called Cypher, the video, was even made to emulate an MTV-style interview sort of thing. And it does feel like a bunch of very 80s music videos put together with commercials included.
Twix is delicious.
Super good.
Since it was to be made in MTV style, the director seemed to have a tough time. He saw a lot of music videos.
That's alright by me, yeah.
Now I suspect they used Denise Williams' Let's Hear It For The Boy because her music video also combines Americans football with a fun, cheesy energy.
I'm good at acting in ordinary life, like an Academy winner.
The Japanese side may have produced an adaptation with awkward English, but the actual official English side is so full of questionable lettering choices that reading the dialogue can be just as awkward, with a possible headache as a bonus. The funny thing here is that the Japanese adaptation was trying to portray an authentic American experience. I mean, if you were in the United States watching MTV in the 80s, it was probably gonna be in English.
Turn it on, leave it on. So see the music you want to see!
And the official English edition was ostensibly trying to capture the Japanese reading experience by imitating the direction of the original kanji. And the results are, well, they did their best.
Yeah.
Cypher doesn't do much with 80s pop culture beyond being happy that it exists. Well, I suppose it also tries to use it to, let's say, enhance characters. Some examples I've been able to gather include the use of Tom Bailey's image from the Townsend twins to design the twins as appealing, desirable stars, or Madonna's image to mark Annie's mom as remarkably beautiful. I wouldn't be surprised if Annie's haircut was inspired by Madonna as well. There's also the use of Whitney Houston down to the gospel roots and one of her first hits, Saving All My Love For You, as a quick way to establish a girl as a powerful, soulful singer. His approach to pop culture might be a little superficial, but he's also clearly passionate about this stuff, and honestly, Cypher is at its most entertaining when it just embraces that passion. It can really stumble and drag when it tries to create drama and conflict. Like there's a classic, we have realized we're in love, so now we must fight, obviously. For the record, I can appreciate a good melodramatic shoujo slap, but if a girl has to fight, I have to favor the uppercut. Anis is very good. Speaking of Anis, I will say that she's probably the closest Cypher ever gets to showcase the 80s fixation with athleticism. And he does reference some nice dance moves, but he never gets to the crazy levels of athletic dancing of the likes of Footloose. Cypher seems to go into similar territory than other 80s media, like Persia the Magic Fairy, in the sense that other places and cultures are used to make a main character more exotic and unique, and not much else. Based on Alien Dori and Alexandrite, the mangaka really favor ethnically ambiguous male protagonists. But Siva, being an American star who wears a bindi in particular, stands out to me because of ongoing criticism of celebrities using it as fashion. There are also questionable choices like the twins kissing on the lips sometimes because, I don't know, maybe Narita was a little too fascinated by twins. But I suspect she just wanted to see Tom Bailey smooch himself. Madonna certainly did it. I've seen the mangaka being referred as an otaku for the US, and an easy comparison might be the Western fascination with manga, anime, and J-pop. But with Cypher the video, I'm kinda reminded of certain Vaporwave videos, with its choice of footage that a lot of times is Japanese and contains the carefree spirit that was portrayed in certain 80s media, and fun-looking, aesthetically pleasing consumerism.
Super good.
If nothing else, Cypher is fascinating for the opportunity it provides to see how 80s American pop culture was perceived in a world that came from an outside perspective. And it's kinda like a highly entertaining time capsule for our 80s loving times. Speaking of nostalgia, it's kinda funny how Cypher never really gets into it, since nostalgia for the 50s was a very 80s thing, and the 94's influence can be seen in